Alright, so this video is going to show you how to take the arms off of the machine and put the cap frame on. So we have here our arm attachment that allows us to do tubular, and we have two Allen screws in the back. You may see my finger for this one right here, and then I have one just to the left of it. I'm going to point to it right here that actually fit onto the back, which attaches the whole arm mechanism to the pantograph. So what we need to do, what I usually like to do, is move the pantograph forward and off to the side so I can take my 3mm Allen and loosen the Allens on the back here and take that whole this whole arm off. So on my control panel, I'm going to hit the ZSK button, which allows me then to go to my pantograph movement, and I will move it so that I can access these Allens quite easy. So I'll then take my 3mm and we will go ahead and loosen. Now we don't have to completely take them all the way off, but you know, we need to loosen it so that it can come away from this holder right here. On other machines, you don't have the opening right here, so you may have to take it completely off, but on the Sprint model, we don't have that. So then with that loosened, I will then move the pantograph to the other side and then loosen this Allen. And after I loosen it, and actually I've already loosened it, I can just then pull those arms forward. I don't have to, again, I don't have to take that completely out because of this open section right here. So I will take those off, and when I take those off, I want to make sure that I store the Allens with the arm, the tubular arm frame, so that I don't misplace them. So then we'll take this, put it to the side, and then put our cap attachment on. With the cap attachment, because we do, you know, it is smaller as far as where we attach it, I'd like to move my pantograph into more of a center position, and I don't need my 3mm Allen anymore. What I'm going to do is then move the pantograph to where it's more in the center. You want this to be equal from each side of the arm here. It's a little bit easier than to attach the cap frame, because what we want to do is actually we have two places where we need to match up on the cap frame. On the upper side of the cap frame, it's these two pieces right here that we saw before, and the bottom of the cap frame is right underneath here. You see these notches, these are for the bottom thumb screws. Okay, so we want to get it kind of you know, as best possible centered with that. So now I will take my cap driver, and here's the cap driver. With the cap driver, you see you have the thumb screws on the top, and then you've got the thumb screws on the bottom. We want to make sure they're loosened up. So now we will slide on the cap frame. So we have to take care of the needles and just make sure that those thumb screws don't hit on top of the needles. And we may have to rotate the frame. It's on this metal, on this wire right here that allows the frame to rotate. But move it to where you have the thumb screws right inside these slots. Then you have to also make sure that these thumb screws are also backed right into these slots. If they are not backed in, your cap frame and your sewing will be off. So it's very important to push it all the way back, and then what we need to do is tighten both the top and the bottom. You can see when you tighten it, the cap frame moves just slightly. You have to make sure it's all the way back. And it's just that simple. to put the cap frame on. Now, you see the cap frame that the wings, go straight on either side of the needle plate. So now, if we move the pantograph back, which again, I'm still in my pantograph movement, I can then move it back, get it into position. You can see that the middle of my cap frame, that notch is right here. So I can move my pantograph and make sure that's nice and straight. So that when I do hoop my cap and put it on, put that frame on, it's nice and straight. I'm not going to have to try and rotate the cap to put it on in a strange position. So that's basically what we do to take the arms over to the cap frame. Thanks for watching.